Hey guys, I am here in Langdon Hall to show you what it's like to spend a culinary staycation. Hey guys, so I have just checked in. I'm here at the upper cloister king room without a fireplace. So let me give you a room tour. What a nice and spacious room. Look at how big this bathroom is. Nice marble. Hey. Toilet right here. A nice separate shower and a bathtub. And here you have some nice area here. And look at this room. Nice sitting area. Nice plump king bed. And I love that this table is overlooking the window. And here you actually get to see the main lodge of Langdon Hall. And this is so nice. They welcome me with some wine and cheese. I can't wait to dig in. So there's bathrobes here and a step stool. Here you get the fridge with an espresso machine and a thermos. There's a safe here. And let's see the fridge. Nice, so there's a bottle of water. The last time I was in Langdon Hall was in 2010 when the restaurant made the world's 100 best restaurants, and obviously I had to check it out. So I am so excited to be back here on a press visit where I'll be showing you what it's like to do a tasting menu here and also the farm country breakfast, as well as what it's like to stay here, including some of the complimentary activities. Hey guys, so what's really cool at Langdon Hall is they actually offer a bunch of complimentary activities during your stay, and one of them is a complimentary wine tasting with a sommelier, which I obviously had to do. So the wine tasting, you need to book it, and it's at 4 p.m. And for us, it was sommelier Esther who did the session. And what's interesting is for our session, which changes like depending on what the sommelier wants to serve, we were served like weird grape varietals. Ours all came from Italy. We were given like white wine, red wine, and rosé. So what's interesting is I've actually never heard of any of the varietals we tried. So for example, the white wine that we tried is a Timorasso from Piedmont. So the rosé that I tried was a blend of Corvina and Rondinella grapes, and the wine actually came from Bardonillo, Italy. And the red wine we had was from Mount Etna in Sicily, and the grape varietal was Nerello Mascalesi. So there are a lot of trails in Langdon Hall, so you can either hike it or you can use one of their free bike rentals. A complimentary garden tour every day in the morning here, and I believe this is the spot where you do it. Here you also have complimentary pool for hotel and spa guests. But if you're just looking to do a day trip, I believe they also sell like pool passes for the day. It's too bad because I really wanted to use the pool, but it's kind of gloomy and chilly today, and there's like forecast of rain. That's why it's kind of empty right now. So there's also a tennis court over there. This here is the complimentary gym while you're staying. It's got cardio machines like treadmill and stepper, as well as strength training machines, but they also have like exercise balls and like yoga mats. So I'm dressed up and ready for dinner. How do I look? Hey guys, so I'm here at the main dining room and I'm so excited. I'll be trying the grand tasting menu tonight. And this is a 9-course meal, very curated by Chef Jason. This is actually something that you cannot find in the a la carte menu because the discovery tasting menu, so the courses or some of them can be found a la carte, but this is specifically only available on this tasting menu. So the grand tasting menu also has 2 options for wine pairing, and I'll be doing the Globetrotter, but I did ask them to do like smaller portions for me because I've been drinking prior, like with the wine tasting, and there was also wine in my room, so I'll cut it smaller for this one. So with the grand tasting menu as well, you get to dine at the terrace area of the main dining room. Only diners who are doing the grand tasting menu gets to sit here. And from what chef told me is all the furniture, all the cutlery and the dishes and stuff are very custom to the grand tasting menu. You won't be able to get that when you're doing normal a la carte or the discovery menu. Hey guys, so I am here with Chef Jason of Langdon Hall and he's going to give me a kitchen tour. Tell me some fun facts about working here in Langdon Hall.
Fun facts, oh my gosh, this place is a chef's dream. The gardens, the team, the passion that comes from everyone here to deliver excellence to our guests. It's so humbling and really such a pleasure to work in a place like this with the team that we have, and you're going to see tonight what we produce. We do nothing but try our best every day to wow and excite people with a taste of Canada.
I'm excited. All right,
let's go.
Let's go.
This is the kitchen. This is the main pass right here. We have our pastry on the edge over there, hot line here, vegetable station, meat fish sauce. Karen here is running the show. She's the expediter. She has got everything under control. Garde, tasting menu, grand tasting menu.
Also, it's a separate station for the grand tasting.
And some champagne.
Oh, nice. So for the first wine, they actually serving the Rotary 2016, which is a sparkling rosé. Wow, that's very refreshing. This is beautiful. So we're starting off with sunchoke tart with sunchoke cream and topped with summer truffles from Piedmont. That sunchoke cream is so good, especially with the crispiness from the sunchoke tart and that umami from the truffles. And then this is super unique. This is cacio e pepe crackers. So apparently chef's favorite pasta is cacio e pepe, so that's why he made it with this. Wow. I did not expect that. It actually really tastes like cacio e pepe. Wow. And then this cute little thing is kind of like deviled eggs, but using quail eggs instead. And all the herbs you see on top here is actually from the chef's garden. Wow. The quail egg is good. The freshness of the herbs is so good. There is a strong taste of dill, so as someone who is not into dill, it's okay. So this here is the garden citrus. So it's kind of made like a panna cotta. And garden citrus is because everything here is like taken from the chef's garden. And they actually put like lemongrass, lemon verbena, cut that consistency. Wow, so custardy, but I taste a hint of lemongrass. It's very refreshing. It is kind of like a palate cleanser. And then there's some mint as well. So this here is the onion and caviar dish. So chef actually got the onion from their garden and roasted it until it caramelized, and then they topped with caviar, and then there's like blanc de blanc bubbles in it and onion creme fraiche. So it's kind of like a seafood chowder mixed with cream of onion soup. Guys, I am so excited for this course. This is called Taste the Ocean, and it's a mix of king crab, uni, and Hokkaido scallop. And look how amazing this is. This is like the shape of a sea urchin with all the spikes. This is amazing. And it's also paired with a Portuguese wine from Minho. It's a 2022 Rigueiro, and it's a blend of two indigenous grape varietals called Trajadura and Alvarinho. So let's try. There's also like uni cream on it, so very excited. I'm gonna try the scallop first. So fresh. I'm gonna try a little bit of each seafood first to taste it separately, and then I'll combine them after. Oh my gosh, that uni. So creamy and sweet. King crab is so sweet. So happy with this. So now I'm gonna try a bit of everything. Scallop, uni, and king crab. There's also some caviar. Oh my gosh. Amazing. The wine is so crisp and refreshing, pairs so well with the seafood. From what the sommelier told me, it's actually aged not in oak barrels but in steel, and that's why you don't get that openness, and that's why it's so crisp and just goes so well. So this is the juniper trout, and look at this presentation. So basically they said they wanted to bring the Carolinian Forest in which the Langdon Hall is situated. So look at this, and then they torch the leaves so that the smell permeates while you're eating. There's crispy skin on top, and then here there's like a cured raw tartlet. And then this is paired with a French wine. It's called Chateau Credo Bandol. So what the sommelier told me is they age it two ways. One is with stainless steel tanks and with like oak barrels. So I'm gonna start with the roe first because it's so easy to eat. Cheers! That is a lot of roe. So delicious. A little saltier because that's how cured roe is. But once like you mix it all together with the tart, it actually like mellows out. So let's try the crispy skin first. I love crispy fish skin, it's so good. Let's try the juniper trout. Oh my god. It just melts, and you do taste the juniper smoke in it. So good. Wow. It's probably the best trout I've ever had. Amazing. So the next wine is a French wine again, and this time we're going to Lirac in the Rhone Valley, and we have the Lorraine de Bois, which is a white wine, a 2016 vintage from the Domaine de la Moderie vineyard. And what's special about this is actually a blend of multiple varietals, but there's three main ones, which is the Viognier, Rossini, and the Marsanne. And sommelier told me is this actually aged in old oak barrels so that there's less oxidation. Okay, so this is the lobster flower course. It doesn't look like your typical lobster, it actually looks like a flower. And what I found out is they actually use zucchini flowers as well on this, and that's why it's kind of shaped like a zucchini flower. And the lobster sausage is actually made up of lobster, halibut, and scallops. And then there's also a crustacean velouté, which is made of lobster and shells. Wow. That is a very, very seafoody velouté. I can just like eat this on its own. It's so tasty and rich. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside. It's actually very, very soft. I didn't expect that. Kind of reminds me of like the shrimp paste or the lobster paste that you get in like hot pot. But this is like way softer. I like the mix of like lobster and scallops. The halibut I don't taste so much, but it gives that extra texture. Personally, I would prefer just lobster, but it's a good mix. So for the next wine, we're going to California. This time it's from Calera Vineyards in San Luis Obispo, and it's a 100% Pinot Noir. The grapes coming from all over Central Coast. It's a 2022 vintage. And what I found unique, they said, is that they age it in 10% new French oak barrels and 90% old French oak barrels. And the reason why is so that there's less like oxidation from the barrels, but at the same time the new barrels will bring it like the sweetness, the earthiness, and that's what would make this wine really good with the next course, which is like a mushroom course. I am so excited for this dish. This is the stracciatella casoncelli, which they shave fresh summer truffles on top. And look, it's a lot of summer truffles. So there's also like hand-boned velouté on it, and let's try. So good. Like the pasta is perfectly al dente. It just bursts once you bite into it, and the creaminess and the earthiness of the summer truffles, so good. So this next wine is pretty interesting. It's a red wine from Lebanon. I don't think I've ever had Lebanese wine before, but this one is a 2017 vintage from Chateau Muscat, and it's a very special one because it's one of the most popular wines by the owner Gaston Hochard before he passed away. It's a blend of 3 different varietals, but the only one I currently remember is Cabernet Sauvignon. So this one is particularly interesting as well because I remember they said it's aged in old oak barrels, but at the same time it's also aged in concrete eggs. This is the first time I've heard of the term concrete egg. Apparently it's a way to bring it more taste because there's less oxidation as opposed to like new barrels. So this here is a lamb cannon. They said it's cannon because of the shape of the loin, and it's topped with a sheet of like herbs and stuff from the garden that's been baked on top. And there's lamb bone jus in it. This one is interesting because it's pickled lamb tongue. Then there's other like vegetables and herbs as well. Let's do the cutting test.
It's really nice to see.
It's so tender. Look at that. Try. Very tender. It's lean because it's loin, but it's still pretty juicy and flavorful. The herbs on top actually like gives it so much more flavor. Let's try the tongue. It reminds me of beef tongue, but in like a thicker cut that they made. I was a little worried annoyed when they said pickled tongue because I don't like pickled stuff normally. This is very sour, but this one was just perfect. The peas are really good. So we're now at the dessert course. This here is the garden berry. So it's basically like vanilla and blueberry parfait made into like a semi-freddo. And what's also amazing is they actually made like fresh blueberry consomme, and then there's like tuile on top for that added crunch. And for the wine pairing, we're going back to Italy. This is a Moscato Rosa 2016, so that it's also like on the sweeter side but not too sweet. And this is Franz Haas Vineyard in the Alto Adige region. Let's try. It's very refreshing. You get the tart from the berries, the semi-freddo adds a nice creaminess, but then you get that crunch from the tuile. And the wine is really good. It also adds that sweetness, but like I said, it's not too sweet. This is a great palate cleanser. There's gonna be like another dessert after this, so really good. So this is the last course, which is called Climbing Prairie Rose, and what's pretty cool as well is they actually like spray rose water when they serve the dish so that you get that aroma and scent of rose. So there's 3 different things here. This is like a raspberry dessert, and then here you get 2 tartlets. One is chocolate and one is lemon. Quick bite of like jelly here. So the server said to take a small bite of each, and then decide which one is your favorite and save it for last. So I'll be doing that. This one's a little too sweet for me. The mint gives it a nice touch though. Oh yeah, now I remember as well. Aside from raspberry, there's roses here, and the cream is made of rose as well. So you can really taste the rose flavors. So let's try the raspberry. So I remember now as well, there's rose jelly underneath. And you can really taste the rose. There's also like cream and like a chiffon. This one's pretty refreshing. I'm gonna try the lemon tart first. It's very crispy. I like that the lemon isn't like too strong and too sweet. Like it's just like a subtle and a hint. So far this might be the contender for my favorite, but let's try the chocolate. So the chocolate is more like a cookie, and there's like a raspberry cream inside. Okay, so my favorite is this lemon tart, and then this raspberry with rose. So let me finish these things now. So after having some decaf espresso and paying the bill, I am back in my room. But also, they actually gave a gift as a way to end your tasting menu. So inside is the menu of the grand tasting menu, and it's actually signed as well by chef. And they also have a granola and 2 chocolates, one dark and one milk. What an amazing dinner. This is really a Michelin Star worthy restaurant. The courses are carefully thought out. I love how most of the courses have a component that's based on their garden. So when I chatted with Chef Jason, he said 90% of the ingredients are actually from Langdon Hall, and the remaining 10% are all within 100 kilometers from Langdon Hall, so it's really a farm-to-table restaurant as well. Chef Jason really did an amazing job. The wine pairings was also really good. I love that it had a mix of different wines from all around the world, but at the same time, some very interesting ones. Like, I've never had Lebanese wine before, and it was also my first time hearing about wines aged in concrete egg. And if you're also wondering about that, this is what it looks like. And that's really, really interesting to me. The sommelier who served me was Jose, and he was super knowledgeable, and his storytelling of each wine was also really good. And you really get to learn why and how it pairs with the courses. And he's actually like very receptive to you asking questions. He loves answering them and giving more information. And the service was really, really good. My server Tyler was super friendly but also very, very professional at the same time, and was very passionate and knowledgeable about each course, even at times where I would like ask again what were in the dishes and stuff like that, or like give follow-up questions. He would know the answers. I'm actually dining here a week and a half before the Michelin Guide reveal in Toronto for the 2024 guide. So by the time I publish this, or by the time you watch this video, who knows, they might be in the Michelin Guide already. And when I came back to my room, there's more food. There was a chocolate left at my bedside table. Good morning, guys, and rise and shine. I am back at the main dining room restaurant, this time to do the farm country breakfast. So what's special about it is there's 2 portions in that breakfast. One is the a la carte menu, where you get to pick one of the items for your main dish, and then there's a country table in the common area where you get to choose a variety of pastries like croissants, there's cheese and charcuterie, and other things like smoked salmon. What's good is everything in the country table is all you can eat, so you can keep going back. And they also have a beverage list that's order all you can, so you can get like, I got here like fresh fruit smoothie, and then I also have here a oat milk cappuccino. And my main dish just arrived. I ordered the champagne lobster eggs. Look how beautiful this is. So it's basically like East Coast lobsters, and then there's a soft scramble, and then they spritz it with champagne. Let's try. The lobster is so sweet, and I like how they scramble the egg. It's still semi-runny, but also like nicely textured. So the eggs actually come from the chickens in their farm right here on site. And I forgot to mention that the a la carte actually comes with your choice of toast as well. I got honey whole wheat with butter. So for the country table, this is what I got. Fresh croissants, smoked salmon, cheese and charcuterie, and this is a raspberry chocolate muffin. Let's try a flake test on the croissant. Oh, it's so flaky. Okay, it's not tough. It's just when you're pulling it apart, it's much harder. But it's very, very soft actually. Flaky crust, very, very soft inside. There's also a good amount of layers. Very good. Let's try the muffin. Standard muffin. Smoked salmon. That's really good salmon. It has been an amazing staycation here at Langdon Hall. The property is amazing, staff has been wonderful, and the food is immaculate. So it's very fitting that I end my stay here with a mimosa. And in the meantime, if you enjoy these kinds of videos, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And watch this next video right here. Cheers!